Hello everyone and welcome to another Pyro Gaming video. In this video we're going to be talking about the open beta for Ghost Recon Wildlands that ended this weekend. Now if you're wondering, the reason I didn't include Ghost Recon Wildlands gameplay is because a lot of these, third-party developers and publishers for video games are kind of iffy about what you can put on YouTube and what you can't. And one thing that I noticed in the Ghost Recon's beta is that it actually said open beta down there at the bottom, and that's usually a red flag for not uploading. As I am partnered on YouTube, if I get hit with a copyright strike, I do get in trouble, so instead we're going to watch some Destiny gameplay and talk about the open beta for Ghost Recon Wildlands. So, one question that I know you guys are going to ask, since I am a Destiny YouTuber, is how does it compare to Destiny? And honestly, in this particular instance, it's like saying, how does the night compare to the day? They are two completely different games with two completely different objectives, play styles, mechanics. Everything about them could not be more different, all the way down to the physics of the bullets within the game. So, like, for example, in Destiny, it doesn't matter how far away you are with a sniper rifle, you can be literally a mile away. If you can get your crosshairs on that enemy's head, you're going to kill that enemy if it's a one-shot kill with a sniper. Whereas in Ghost Recon Wildlands, it's more like Battlefield. By which I mean that you have to account for distance and trajectory of the bullet in order for it to hit. Even with the most powerful sniper rifles, you can't just aim directly at somebody's head if they're more than, say, 120 yards away. That's if you're standing up. If you go prone, you can easily hit 175 meters and still be okay. But you can definitely notice, you can actually see the bullet path of the, or you can actually see the path of the bullet from the weapons in Ghost Recon Wildlands, which from henceforth I will just refer to as Wildlands because Ghost Recon Wildlands is a lot to say every time I want to say it, so I'm not going to do that. So anyway, in Wildlands, when you shoot something with a sniper, you can actually see the bullet arc and fly over and hit the enemy wherever you're aiming at on the body. You have to compensate. Sometimes for the further shots, I was aiming 1 or 2 inches above the enemy's head and watching the bullet like make a full-on arc and having like a 2 to 3 second delay before the bullet actually hit near the enemy. It's super cool, man. It's one of the coolest, most realistic bullet physics that I've ever seen in a video game. And for that, like just that reason right there, just that one thing was enough to sell me on the game. I've already pre-ordered it. I thought it was a blast. Honestly, the beta, all it did was make me want more, and I'm super bummed that I have to wait for them to actually release the game now. I want to play it right now, honestly. That's how much I enjoyed it. So, some other things that really stood out to me about the game is the playable map. Granted, in the beta, you can only explore one little area. But what was in the beta, I would say, is about 10% of the overall explorable area for Wildlands. And that is just insane, because there was still parts of the beta that after playing it for 5 or 6 hours, we hadn't explored all of that 10% chunk. I mean, there is so much to do. It's literally, you load in the game, and it drops you into Bolivia, which is where the game is set, and just go wherever you want, man. Like, imagine Destiny without the launch screen, without your little mission director that says Earth, Moon, Mars, Venus, all that shit. Just imagine Destiny if it just dropped you right in there. Kind of like Grand Theft Auto 5. Only, I think that this map is actually larger than Grand Theft Auto 5. It is very, very big. And it ranges from a snowy, mountainy area to a swamp area to a desert area to a dense jungle. There's so much different elements in this game. The level of character customization, not too strong. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate it about a 7. Just for comparison, I would rate the level of character customization in Destiny at about a 5. So it definitely has Destiny beat there. And I'm not trying to compare this game to Destiny, because like I said, it's night and day. But as a Destiny YouTuber, I'm just trying to make it relatable to you guys so that you guys can understand where I'm coming from as I'm describing this game. Some other things about Ghost Recon Wildlands is when I first started playing, like the first hour and a half or so, I was playing completely by myself. And when I was playing by myself, like still trying to learn the game, before I figured out the mechanics, before I figured everything out, I was having a bad time. I was not enjoying it nearly as much as I thought it was nearly as much as I thought I was going to. But then one of my buddies ended up downloading the beta as well on Xbox. he joined in on me, and I mean, you talk about a brand new game. When you're playing with your friends, and you can communicate, and you can actually be super tactical and be like, all right, there's a guy over here, there's a guy over here, there's a guy over there, I'm going this way, you go that way. It is mind-blowingly fun. I can't even begin to describe it. It is so much fun. But as I played with my buddy for a few more hours, he ended up having to leave, and I was kind of patrolling the land, and I found this like really big training camp for the enemies, and I wanted to do it, so I got out my little drone, I was flying around, I was marking all the enemies, and there was like 30 of them, and Wildlands is one of those games that it is a tactical first-person shooter, meaning you don't just run into a big group of enemies and hope for the best like you would in something like Destiny. Instead, you have to be tactical. You want to use that sniper. You want to keep your distance. You want to take your time and line up those headshots so that you get a one-hit kill. You don't want to hit somebody in the chest and not kill them with one bullet, because then they're going to notify the people around them. They're going to sound the alarms. They're going to bring in all these reinforcements. You're going to have helicopters. You're going to have people driving up in tanks and shit. It's going to get super messy, super quick. So you need to be as stealthy as you possibly can. And I shit you not, guys, on this one little area that I was in, because there were so many people and I was doing it myself, it took me about 2 hours to kill the 3 targets that the mission required me to kill. And it was so much fun, man. Like, I was literally on the edge of my seat, sitting here at my desk, where I have my gaming setup and everything, which, by the way, I will be having a video of that later on this week if you want to see my gaming setup. But, I was literally on the edge of my seat, man. I don't remember the last time that a video game made me feel like that. Just off the top of my head, I would say probably the first time that I beat King's Fall Heroic. Like, just on the edge of my seat, just super into the game. If somebody would have broken my bedroom window 10 feet behind me, I would not have noticed. That's how locked into this game I was. And as soon as I was done playing the beta, I went and pre-ordered the, I believe it's the deluxe edition. I ordered the $70 edition, or pre-ordered the $70 edition. So did my buddy. And I mean, it's so much fun, man. I would recommend this to anybody who is a fan of the old Call of Duty. I'm talking about Call of Duty 4 and prior. Like, the way that those games felt added to something like Grand Theft Auto that has the open world environment that you can just go and do whatever you want. There's not a linear story mission. You just go and say, oh, well, this area over here has some stuff. Let me go check it out. It's that plus Call of Duty plus Grand Theft Auto 5 plus something like Battlefield with the bullet mechanics and projectile mechanics, or projectile physics, I should say. Honestly, I cannot praise this game enough. The only downside, or the only bad thing that I have to say about this game, the only bad thing, and I'm hoping that it changes in the actual game, but in the beta, the driving mechanics for the vehicles were very, very clunky and did not feel smooth at all. I absolutely hated the driving mechanics. Motorcycles were okay, like stuff like the dirt bikes and stuff like that were great, but flying a helicopter felt really weird and unnatural. Driving cars felt really weird, like especially if you were driving a car off-road and you were hitting a bunch of bumps and your car was going airborne to a certain degree. Like, it just felt so weird and unnatural, guys. But literally, other than that, everything else in this game, I am 100% sold. I cannot wait for this game to come out, and I will hopefully be able to make some videos about it. I know you guys only like my Destiny stuff, but I gotta try other things, man. I gotta try other things until we get new content for Destiny. But anyway, guys, that's going to bring this video to an end. Drop a comment in the box below if you played the open beta. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed this video, click like. If you are new to the channel, click subscribe. And if you're already subscribed, I fucking love you. Thank you for watching. Take care, guys.